Hi, I'm Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get to the next level. Whether it's in the gym, getting that next personal record, or burning body fat, gaining muscle, dialing in on your nutrition program and supplementation program. Here on YouTube, I've made a lot of videos on mindsets, shifts in perspective, or lessons or ideas that allow me and the people I work with to get those breakthroughs. Today I wanted to take a moment to discuss the struggle of starting over. The struggle of starting over, especially on something that you've already put so much time and effort into. It's probably one of the most daunting feelings to feel like you have to start up again. That now, no matter how much you've learned, no matter how much success you have in your past, you have to start again from zero. And my relationship with that reality is actually something that I've learned to make peace with almost weekly, monthly, yearly, daily. It's something that I've come to rely on. Because in a world full of critics, in a world full of metrics that are constantly changing, whether it's subscribers, whether it's money that you make or lose, whether it's muscle that you gain or lose, personal records, whatever it is, the metrics change. The metrics don't always stay the same. And so we're left to look at where are we at the moment of evaluation. And that can be tough. You know, in the Warrior's Way, in the doctrine and the disciplines of the Warrior's Way, every day we have what's known as the Core Four. The Core Four is a daily grading system of daily habits ranging from meditation, journaling, green smoothie, working out, reaching out to our family, studying, making content or videos, and things like that. There's a habitual work in process to the Warrior's Way concepts. And sometimes, you know, I've had streaks of 165 habits repeated consistently. And then one day I'm back at one, where I skipped a day, so I don't have a streak anymore. I'm back at one. And what's interesting about that is the level of defeat that I have to process, that my streak is gone. And then I see this number, 1. And I could tell you a lot about a person by the way they approach the number 1. I could tell you a lot, because it takes a great person to take a step even when things don't necessarily look promising, or maybe the same strategies that worked in the past aren't working as well. But there's something about the fundamental practice that a master trusts, a master goes back to. Just recently, at the making of this video, this Sunday or so, Tiger Woods won the Masters again. And I don't think he's won anything significant for about a decade or so. I was watching him the other day before he had won, and I was thinking, I wonder how he's going to do. I wonder how Tiger's doing overall, because we really hadn't heard much from Tiger Woods. And I'm thinking now, like, what could have prevented him from winning all these years? And how did he have to approach this victory? And I can assure you, there was a moment there where, yes, he threw in new techniques and new strategies, but there was, I'm willing to bet, a moment where he had to come back to the most simplest of fundamentals and approach them like a beginner. approach them like if it was day one. Today, I'm in one of those days. I'm in one of those days where today is day one for me. I've worked out, I've made a YouTube video, I've trained people, I've eaten well. And in many ways, a lot of the stuff that's been weighing me down is still very much present. But I have the courage to call today day one. It's a simple idea, right? Like, I'm simply just framing it. Day one. It doesn't mean all my problems are solved. It doesn't mean all my problems go away. The biggest problem that is solved, though, I think it solves the biggest one. I think identifying something as day one does something big. It allows the entry point for day two. Day two allows the entry point for day three, and day 4, and day 5, and day 6. And there cannot be a day 30 without a day 1. Now, these are basic, simple ideas, right? You may wonder to yourself, I wouldn't blame you, why is Jacob talking so slowly and bringing up the concept of day 1 as if it's some profound idea? Like, yeah, day 1 does come before day 2. Well, the most applicable way that I use this on any day is when my training is not going the way I want it to. I often have to start with the simplest idea. Like, let me do 10 minutes of cardio. Let me do some 4 sets on this leg press. Let me do 3 or 4 sets on this lat pull down. Now, it's not to think that I can't do something more complex, like a clean and jerk or clean, yeah, you know what I mean? It's not to say that I can't be complex, but I'm willing to face today as if it was day 1 so that I can build upon that, so that when I'm ready again to go into more advanced lifting and my body feels strong and secure and healed from some of the injuries, then I can say, oh, okay, I reevaluated the situation back in April 15th and I established a day 1 mentality, and here I am, right? Here I am in day 30, or here I am in day 60, stronger than I was even in January or February. I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm more calibrated, I'm more dialed in. Do you see now the importance of day 1? It's the day where you decide to confront that which is holding you back, that which you know your fundamentals can destroy. But you need a certain level of tenacity and fire within you. A certain level of humility has to come into your consciousness. Say, today is day 1. Yeah, and that's what I've seen over the course of my career. Is that's how I've done it. Like, I think when people find out, like, I've been training since 1996. I've been training clients since 2003. I've been in the fitness industry since all these years. And I think people sometimes will wonder, like, how I've done it to be in this industry this long. And the reality is that it's been very difficult. It's been a big challenge, and it's been a lot of fun too. And it's been me facing many doubts, many moments where I don't know if I was gonna make it another month or 2 or 3 months. But I took it one day at a time, and I said, what if today was day 1? Like, if my YouTube channel was where it is now, day 1, I think I'd feel like, wow, man, I'm just doing great because I have subscribers and, you know, all these hours are being watched every day. man, I'm a natural at this. But in reality, what really happened is I made videos. I didn't understand. I didn't understand anything about metadata. I didn't understand about patience. I didn't understand about consistency. Like, while these are things I understood in the gym, I didn't understand it about YouTube. And I had to have my day one experience. And I had to have my day one experiences with YouTube where it's like, okay, well, yeah, I've taken two months off. I've taken 3 months off. I have 100 videos. So what if I started today as day one? And it's I think it's that momentum. As far as I've seen it, really, what the biggest thing I've seen is momentum is built with day ones. Because after enough day ones, you have so much experience that you're able to understand the many cycles of life, not just one cycle. You see things on like layered cycles, multiple intricacies, multiple possibilities, and you're able to see it wholly. And you're able to stand in the center of that and say, what if today was day one? With far more knowledge, with far more experience, with far more collective ideas. And you're able to even understand those who have not had as many day ones, and you're able to say, I see. You can almost see their cycles. You can see where they are in their stage of life and what they don't see and what they do see, and you're able to see it and even if you told them what it was, they may not believe you because they don't have enough day ones. Now, so here's my current day ones across body, being, balance, and business. Let's just say physically, I am now healing from my knee. So in many ways, this is day one to start my training back up again. In regards to my career and business, I have to create more content on YouTube. Here's day one, where I'm aligning it with the upward swing that I'm preparing for my body. In the area of being, which is a spiritual life, I feel quite connected to the Lord at this stage of my life. I'm not saying, me and the Lord, we're just always in synchronicity. I'm not going there, okay? I do feel like I can take all my meditative practice, all my experience with Catholicism and the researching of religion and spirituality and say, okay, if I had to, for example, sleep on a beach right now because everything had just collapsed, I would start with the Lord in my heart through all my collective experience. I would start with a knowledge of my body and how to use it. I would start with a level of understanding business and career and what I could do for the world around me, create content. I would understand that and be able to continue to make content. And as far as my body, or says body, being, and as far as balance goes, family life, I love my family and I'm open to dating and I could start that up. So the zeroing out of my life is already in place because of the foundation that I've done with all up to now. In other words, those are things that are not controlled by anybody. Like, no one can control whether I meditate or not. It's not controllable. But that's one of the foundations of my life. No one can control it. I can, though, and it's a foundation of my life. I'll say that again slowly so you understand the importance of this. No one can control whether I meditate or not. So no one can control what I do with my body. I can. And the reason I have that is because I've been willing to face meditation cycle after cycle, whether it's 20-day cycles, 30-day cycles, 60-day cycles, a year cycle. And so when things blank out and I skip a day and I face day one, now I'm able to, in the worst case scenario of my life, build my life on that foundation, on that pillar of meditation, right? Let's look at body. I have been training in the weight room since 1996. I've done cycling, CrossFit, yoga, and I've been developing my diet for all these years as well. So in the case that where there was no food available for any reason, I'm giving you the extremes. So if there was absolutely no food available, it leaves me with my education on how to look for food. Putting me in the scenario where I'm in the beach, for example. I'm giving you a worst case scenario. When I'm zeroed out, if I'm zeroed out, then I still have my knowledge to build a foundation around. So nutrition, so I meditate, I catch a fish, that's nutrition, right? And then I can sell the fish, make some fish and sell the fish, that's business. And as long as my family knows that I love them and my current situation and what I'm doing to correct it or build, then everything is in harmony. But see, as I said, that zeroed out effect there, you on the other end of that screen may think that I'm crazy. You might think, why would anyone think of that worst case scenario? Why would anyone paint that picture? I like to be able to have a certain level of understanding on the complete picture of humanity and evolution and psychology, like that doesn't run into holes. So if someone were to say, well, what if they took away everything from you, like all material? Well, then in that situation, things get harder, right? Like I said, I don't have this camera to post onto YouTube. Well, now part of my voice is taken away. So now I have to potentially use my phone. Okay, they take that away. Okay, so then things are getting harder, see? Because now some of my tools are missing, but it doesn't change the fact that I can still say, well, I can write a letter and post that on Facebook, or I can go write the letter, go to a coffee shop, see if someone lends me their computer, and I will. Does that make sense? Like, I'm giving you an example of an extreme there. Now, once I understand that the extreme is possible, and I know I'm not in that extreme, then I can take that and go, okay, I'm here though. I do have a camera. I do have food in the fridge. I do have strength in my body, and I do have a connection with God. So the foundation doesn't change because of the situation. The situation has changed because of the foundation, but the foundation doesn't change because of the situation. The foundation doesn't change because of the situation. The foundation changes the situation. And so that's the power of understanding day one, is that more often than not, what you need to build is your foundation, and be willing to approach it with a day one mentality. You know, like, let's just say this. Let's just say you've watched this video and up to this point, 17, 18 minutes in, and you think I'm full of shit, and you say, fuck this guy, you know, he's stupid, fuck his day one mentality, fuck him and his stupid ass. Let's say you're saying that, right? Worst case scenario. Doesn't change the fact that tomorrow I'll make another video. Because tomorrow is a day one of that day. And even though it's technically day two of this day, if I don't get what I want, let's say feedback, acceptance of the video, maybe I need to talk better, who knows what is needed really. I'm obviously doing my best because I'm on here. I'm doing my best. Let's just say my best isn't good enough. Well, tomorrow is day one, and I could do my best then. Just like Tiger Woods, nobody gave a shit about him for 10 years, and today people care. Are you starting to see the difference? Like, now someone can say, well, Jacob, I don't really like that you brought up Tiger Woods and using him. I'm just being real, dude. Just being real. Like, the ability to take tomorrow and today as if it was your first day, that's the power, okay? Now, naturally, people might, I think typically people like to present things like, no, you just win till you lose, and then when you lose, you're out. That's a typical mindset I think people have. Like, but to be blunt, I've lost plenty of things, plenty of money, plenty of, you know, I've regressed in the gym, I've regressed in strength sometimes, and I've increased in strength, I've gotten good results, and I've had great times and great times in life. So I understand that there's cycles to it. And the bravest thing I could do is to confront the day with a certain level of courage and faith and call it, well, today is day one. From here on out, I'll do things better, even better than I did yesterday, because today's day one. And that's very similar to the way Tiger Woods had to play, right? You think about it. He had to say, well, I'm going to play today even better than I did yesterday. And he was already a champ. That's what I'm trying to get at. Where when he faced things in that vein, in that attitude, well, that's a significant power. Well, ultimately look at the challenge of your life, and when you get the strength, be willing to look at today as if it was the first day, and move from there, and plan from there, and work from there. And if you don't get it right that day, the next day, get it the next day, and do it till you get it, and then build on day two, and go from there. Wait, it will make sense. Day two will come into play if you're willing to face enough day ones. And then when things fall apart and you broke your stride and you're no longer as good as you were on day 60 or 90, recalculate, reformulate, and get back to day one. This is Jacob Adams. I'd love to hear your thoughts or not. We'll see you next time. Bye.